Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. This is a broadcast I was going to do a few days ago when the market had peaked, and I was going to suggest a strategy. I never did the broadcast, but in hindsight, what I was going to say was exactly right. And I'm going to go over what happened a bit here, and what I tried to do, and also it also occurred to me that there are many lessons for my life and perhaps for your life in this, and also in the wake of the recent election with what's happening, with anticipation of what's going to happen when the new administration comes in. There's some let's say instability coming up, so it's best to be prepared for that. So first of all, let's get back to the trading. So on let's see, I have to go through my lists here. So I have an overlay. So a few days ago, okay, I'm just going to go in the, you may not have been paying attention at all, but if you were, um, leading up to the election day, and shortly after, all the markets, the stock market and the crypto market, all expanded wildly. They There we go, and went up quite a bit to new heights, set new records, uh, and everybody who anticipated that probably made a lot of money, and were thinking they're a genius. Anyway, so that persisted for a few days, and then there was a kind of a massive sell off, a dump, and then recently, a few days ago, there was a big massive surge again, and here, I'm only trading small. I'm doing $10 at a time. So your account, you may add a zero to yours. You know, you may deal in 10 thousands or hundreds of thousands or even a million. There's somebody out there is dealing with a total account of 1.9 million. So that's not me at the moment. I'm working there. So the market that day surged about 40%. Many things surged about 40%. And I'm talking about Bitcoin and a lot of the other ones, could be um, Ethereum, Bonk, um, Celestia, all sorts of things. Many of them, more or less, all of them gained a lot, and a lot gained more, 10 to 20%, and a few gained over 40%. And I caught this pretty well, and I was up 24%, and I could see signs that it was starting to wane, and I played it. I realized that I started as it was starting to level off and started to jump. I was getting out of my trades, but I didn't get out fast enough, and I went to bed. Um, and in the morning, I woke up, and instead of being 24% ahead, I was 10% down. So I had the right idea, I just didn't execute. And there's a tale to be learned from this. If you're doing day trading or swing trading, is you need to not be asleep at the wheel, else you could be bad. And yeah, this is right now we're in a situation where you can make a lot of money because it goes down and it goes up, goes down and it goes up. But some of you who have been trading in the stock market or trading, um, that it can go down. There is a place where both the stock market and the crypto market declined steadily for about 6 months, and so if you're just holding on, and the analogy, I don't know if you ever watch Mayday. It's a program about plane crashes, and there one or two of them. Basically, they have the pilot and co-pilot, and they're just looking helplessly as their plane is descending and about to crash into the runway or the ocean or a mountain or something like that, and they seem to be um, paralyzed, and they don't do anything about it until it's too late. So this could happen to your accounts. This could happen to your investments if you're not careful. So, so what I what I intended to do And I'm just going to go, let's see, I'll pop up my, let's see, I'll pop up my, in my book here. Okay, let's see. We're going to, okay, the strategy is actually the theme of this thing here is, let's go right there, is win by not losing strategy. So I talk about in the book about what I call the optimism bias. And we as humans are inclined to think that things are good and they're just going to keep getting better. And, some of us grew up in a time where things in our families and our lives seemed that way. You know, uh, the jobs you're getting more money, you had a family, all that sort of stuff. And I just want to say that's just that can change. It's happened to me. That can change in an incident. You something happens, you get cancer, you get divorced, you get whatever, and you lose your job. All that stuff can happen really quickly. So, but I'm talking here about win by not losing strategy. So, from my perspective, let's say, okay, I'm just going to make up some numbers. Let's say your account, you've got an account with $10,000 in it in play, and it's decreasing, and you watch it and it goes down and you lose $2,000. Like in that day, you could have lost $2,000 in 4 or 5 hours, could have been down. And if you just let it play, you you may wait for it to come back up, and you may have a strategy where you buy as it's going up, or you add more and buy more. But if you buy more and it continues to go down, you're just piling on your losses, really. So my thing here is to win by not losing strategy is to to keep close attention and try not to lose. I'm just going to bring back this overlay again. Let's see if it goes over top right here. So this is in Netcoins. I use Netcoins. It's on the phone, and what happens is that it updates. Looks like about once a minute, and it updates your total balance. So this is the sum total of everything that's in the account. I've got some mostly Canadian money here, and I've got a few coins here. Basic attention token, ADA, XLM at the time, and and you could see this going down once a minute. You can see it going down um, by the minute, and so if you're trading not to win, it's when you notice that your overall balance is going down, you're basically losing your money. Then what do you do about it? Um, so what the strategy here with the trading is to take a look at to see at what's going down at the time. And so my trading rhythm is to check once an hour and um, and and see where it's at and make adjustments. So usually when it's going down, there's one, you may have one or two. Let's see, jump to, I think it's 38 here. Right there. So it's usually one or two things that are dragging it down. When it dropped the other day, a couple of days ago, it everything was going down. Like if you saw a summary of all the crypto, if they're in the green or in the red, virtually everyone was showing red. And so if you've got a see this trend here where it's going down, um, if you've got something that's going down, um, what I'm saying is there's no I did a broadcast. There's no downside to selling on the downslide, so clear it out. So I had the right idea. I was selling off. What I didn't do is I didn't sell off fast enough, um, and I should have really, in a way, by the time it hit 10% loss, declined 10%, I should have been out of almost everything. I eventually got there, and then once you're back. So if you're out of all the trades, you're not losing by the minute, losing by the second. And then when it comes back up, if you get a pattern like here where it's starting to trend back up, then you can start buying in and buying as it's going up. And I my basic strategy had been to buy when it was going up, or um, and then sell when it's going down. This sideways trend here is when it was at the peak of, let's say, some of the things were 40% ahead, and then it started going sideways like this. That's when I really probably should have started selling out um, some of the stuff. Like one way of looking at it is take your profits right there, take your profits at that point here, and if it goes up again, great. And if it goes down, get out. And what I needed to do is to get out harder. so so anyway, back to the life lessons and my projection uh, onto the election. Really, one view of what happened in the election is that people perceived that where's my mouse here? People perceived that the Trump was going to make prices go down. Like, just looked at the perception was their inflation was better, your income potential was better, and also from an investor point of view, that Trump is likely to deregulate a bunch of stuff, and which means maybe lower taxes for your investments, a better environment for investing, and things be better. And maybe some people thought, well, they in general that immigration is a problem, and we're going to do something about it. Well, um, it turns out that I think some of the market instability that's come after is many of the people who voted didn't really spend enough time listening to what Trump was saying at the convention and in his rallies and what he was planning to do. Or if they heard what he was doing, they didn't think it through very well. So we've got a situation here where uh, could be massive tariffs put on all imports, which rather than making the cost of living lower, is going to increase things. Depends on who you talk to, what the effects are, but just common sense says that the prices are going to go up. And already companies on both sides of the border are looking at maybe they're it's not viable to be in business with these tariffs. They can't make it work. So they're looking at what their options are and what their plans are, and sometimes that may be to clear out their investments, which means layoffs and jobs, unemployment. And the other thing is, if you've been listening to the promises, is they're talking about reducing the social net, including pensions, Social Security, Medicaid, all that kind of thing, dismantling the education system, all sorts of things that are could be bad for you and your family. And and the thing about immigrants is, yeah, it's all fine. People will say, well, okay, we'll get rid of those criminals, but just be sure your friends and family don't get caught up in the sweep and end up in some kind of concentration camp in Texas or something. So this is going to be a change. I really don't know what America is going to look like after the next 4 years, but it's the lesson I taking from trading is the volatility that's in the trading will also likely apply to your everyday life. And so the instruction here, the warning is to be vigilant and pay attention, and don't be taking things for granted. Like in areas when everything was going up and you're making lots of money. Oh yeah, this is easy. I'm a genius. I'm making money, and then 2 days later, everything's dumped almost as much as it went up. So there's money to be made in this. There's money to be made. There's some advantages coming up. I'm sure some people are going to be well ahead with what's happening with the new administration and the new changes. But I think there are going to be a lot of buyers regret here, and there are going to be a lot of changes that people didn't really anticipate, though I think they could have anticipated them if they paid attention to what was said in the conventions and rallies. And so some some of your friends and family who you've maybe dismissed as their fears and concerns, it may come to be a direct effect to you. So anyway, let's get off that for a bit. I kind of enjoy this day trading thing, and doing trying to anticipate the market. It's really hard, and it's hard because the optimism bias here. I knew what I wanted. I knew what needed to happen. I knew what should have happened. I just had a hard time executing it. I'm going to try another platform probably in the next couple of days that has more sophisticated tools, like things like trailing stop. So if you buy something that's going up and then in the middle of the night it turns around and dumps, you sell out as a safety mechanism. All of this, from a trading point of view, comes under the umbrella of money management. So how to manage your money so you don't lose it. That applies to trading. It applies to your business interest. It applies to investing in homes and all that kind of thing, buying stuff, all things. But in terms of your trading, just pay attention. You don't have to do it hourly like I do. Some people do it check in once or twice a day. Maybe my brother checks in the morning, checks in the evening, makes some adjustments, and goes from there. And some of you might be weekly. All I'm saying is things are happening so fast now that one day you're 40% up, next day you're 40% down, and so just take care with that. And anyway, good luck and have fun. Talk to you later.